Hey guys, it's FifaRalle here and welcome to episode 4 of Let's FIFA 16. And we sold on a couple of items on our transfer list, villains who we list up at the ending of the last episode. And yeah, then a random silver player, and I just relisted all my other bronze and silver players because maybe some of them will sell on eventually and we'll maybe get a couple of coins. And apart from that, I got ready to head back on into Division 10. We played it in the first, or I guess the second episode, yeah, and then in the last episode we completed some of the manager tasks, and now it was back to get into it was time to get back into the online play. And this was my first games after the new patch playing online, so I was not too sure what to expect from this, and I got matched up against a pretty strong starter BPL squad. Origi, I believe, got 4-star skills, Jerome as well with some really good stats, and I did struggle in the first half. I barely created anything. This was my best chance in the first half, and hit a defender. Like, that was so terrible. My opponent had a couple of chances. He couldn't score them, however, and at halftime, as you can see, I had no shots on target. My opponent had 4 shots, 3 on target. But going into the second half, I started to play better. I started to create more chances, and it was like that was my half. My opponent had the first half dominating, and then the second half, I started pushing on, trying to get into that lead. And here we have a nice little pass and move sequence, which you also saw in our first Division 10 game from the Brazilian League players, and Pato, he'll blast it in and make it a 1-0, and that saw my opponent making a couple of changes, getting Balotelli and Perisic on, but it didn't matter too much. We were still sort of pushing on, keeping the pressure up. Here we find Telles, our left back, and he's able to smash it in off the post and make it 2-0, but still, those type of goals are scored in this match, well, it gives me the lead, but I haven't really quite found my type of play yet, sort of feeling confident on the skill moves and figuring out exactly how I beat my opponents. As you can see there, if you saw the stats, my opponent didn't have a single shot in the second half. I had 2 in on target, and those went into the back of the net pretty much. And therefore, I got 3 more points in the division. But before I jumped into another game, I actually went offline because all my players were basically low on fitness, because we ended off the last episode by playing the team of the week, and then we played a game here to start off with in this episode, and my goal players were in like the mid-80s of fitness, so I wanted to rest them. And then I jumped into the offline tournament, which we also played in the last episode, just to advance into the next round and rest my players. And the good thing about this is that we can play a couple of games with our gold squad, then jump into this tournament and just advance a little bit in this tournament. Once we win it, we get, I think, a free sort of gold gifts pack or something like that. So this is just a good way to sort of keep the fitness up while we do not have a substitution squad with real players into it yet. We are, however, starting to build up a small little coin total. We have around 8,500 coins, I believe, and what I'm thinking is, if we beat Division 1, we get a few thousand coins for that, and then I'm thinking we do have a free draft token, which everybody has from the start of the game, and if we enter the draft, if we just lose right away, we'll still get a couple of packs, and if we do well, we might get some pretty decent packs that can improve our coin total a little bit and set us up for building a substitution squad when we play in Division 9. That is sort of my thought process of things we might do once we beat Division 10. But for now, we're back into another Division 10 game, and look at that team I was up against. That was a really strong La Liga side, and here I literally got onto the ball 3 times and I couldn't get my opponent off it, and he makes it 1-0. It's like, come on, that should not have gone in. But it was kind of similar to my first game in this episode. Didn't create too much in the first half. I do, however, get a goal there, pretty scrappy though. But then, oh my, I was trying to head that back to my goalkeeper, and my defender managed to head that into the top corner. I was just tapping it for like a safe little header back, and he just smashed it in into the top corner, and I was trailing 2-1. But into the second half, just as the first game of this episode, the second half was my half. I was pushing on, I was trying to get back into the game here, and here we played through to Cadenas. He couldn't put it into the back of the net, but you get onto the ball again, round the defender, and blast that one in at the near post to make it 2-2, and we get a little bit lucky, yet another kind of scrappy goal. But you know what, I'll take those goals at this point in time, just to sort of try and get those 3 points. My opponent do get a chance here towards then, but he couldn't score it, and that means get a little bit lucky, but we do get yet another win in Division 10. But two really tough opponents are faced in this episode in the division, and they could easily have won it as much as I could have. But I do get 2 wins, and it means we are now sitting on a total of 9 points in the division. We are 3 points off the title, which is pretty good, and we'll most likely be playing in Division 10 from the start of the next episode, but for now we're going to end it off. So I hope you guys did enjoy this episode, and hopefully we'll be back again tomorrow with the next episode, and we'll see if we'll be able to win Division 10. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys later.